Good morning, patrons. Sean Connery. You right, Bean? I thought I would do a studio tour because I have had a big sort out. I'd shared some videos on my stories and ended up being faffy and quite long. So I thought I would do a tour whilst it's kind of sort of semi-organised. So I don't know why, but I've always split it into like three parts. So this is like creative area, resting area. No, this is where if I'm doing iPad work or it's just or painting on the floor, I don't know. And then this is like the shop area over here. This area before was inaccessible. The table over there at the back just had crap on it. And it was just really messy. I had my big scanner on my desk. The desk was where I'd do my work, but it always ended up getting cramped because I had no space. So instead of having a day or two off and doing a jigsaw like I planned, I sorted out the studio. So I have a lot of ceramics in boxes that were taking up all the space over here, which I refused to move to the shed because I was like, I'm going to use them someday, but I haven't used them for ages. I've got lots of like half done, half finished, half made ceramics, half painted. I had a whole trolley full of glazes. So we've got lots of underglazes there. We've got more over there. We've got so many glazes. And then more still. We've got half finished baubles or half started. I don't know. And then like, I don't know what you'd call this, kind of ceramic additionals. Loads of tiles. Typical me. Like one time I ran out of tiles. I enjoyed doing them, and then now I've got 3 boxes full, like literally full of them. So not quite sure what I'm going to do with them. I might keep a select few with the intention of having some more hand painted ceramics to offer. But yeah, I mean, I need to finish these. So moving those out was like mega. And then I've put in a lot of the work I did in the summer. So when I was initially started working on cardboard for when we were doing festivals, and then it kind of progressed. And I was like, oh my God, like instead of sticking it to plywood, why didn't you do it on plywood? So we've got some of these which are on plywood or wood from B&Q. Still see a label. Some smaller ones, and then we've got others which are on, there he is, on cardboard. I like this guy, little Chi-Chi. We'll get him out to look at. So I do really like some of these, and I guess that, they're available for sale, but it's just transporting them, sending them. I don't know how we would do that. I've got some more boards, so if you follow me on socials, I did a last minute Larry and created some work for an exhibition in San Francisco. It's sort of the first exhibition I've had since art school, really, so that's exciting. But typically I sort of left it very, and I mean really last minute. I've got lots of photos from the last minuteness of that, so I can share those with you. So we've got some finished work, some in progress, and then some more prime boards. Some of them massives. They're 39 inches, which was a challenge. And yeah, just getting them ready and priming them was just massive. And then because they were bigger boards, they took a real longer time to get here. So then ordered smaller boards. These ones could be shipped like next day. So the smaller ones as a panic backup. So I was panic working on some smaller boards. We've got this guy, quite like this guy. Whoop. Oh God. Well, you could just see him from there. So these are some of the smaller ones that I did as like backup. Are they finished? Are they not? I don't know. You're happy to have more space, aren't you? Yeah, little long blink tail waggy. Got paint on your ear still. Lovely boy. So yeah, it's nice just to have a little space for this because I ended up making the work over in the packing area. There was primed boards everywhere. Yeah, it was a lot. And after the event. I've since treated myself to an easel because I was working on the floor, which was challenging and painful because I have a bad hip. So yeah, I got these boards from Jackson's. They are, what do they call them? Smooth plywood painting panel. This one is it 30 inches? This one maybe. So yeah, and I'm just priming a couple here. I think just otherwise that will be a roadblock for me. So yeah, made this area nicer. Well, just more suited for what I need. And there was loads of crap on here. Not crap, it was my knickknacks, which Claire calls my knickknacks. So I've moved all my knickknacks up here. I've got lots of lovely Treatos. My friend Becca and Lucy got me this little pigeon. This one's by Liz Rowland, the little bus. We've got Joe Osborne doggo there, a dog my mum made, this little guy. Yeah, some bits I made when I was doing hand making ceramics, some birds my mum made. Alice. This is when I was poorly in hospital. I then got some posts when I got back. Just so unexpected, lovely people. Joey Ruthers, who I've never met, just so lovely, sent me a little Sean Connery cat incense holder. There's Hagrid, that's one my mum made. Yeah, an old cat vase I made, which I love him. He's a little triangular cat. We've got some Alex Sickling pieces. A lot of the stuff's, especially when it's mine, I break or damage this. That's his foot. Typical me. So yeah, from my friend's Hound Teas. Knickknacks, they're all in one space, and I'm hoping you. What are you doing? Sean Connery, what are you doing, little cutie? Oh, big yawns. Hoping he can't get up there now because he likes to walk across stuff. I had some varnish. Been using satin and gloss and mixing them. Panicked because everything was really last minute for the painting stuff. Ordered more. Hoping it doesn't go out of date because otherwise I'm in trouble. I had a slight issue. So that my lava lamp, I've had it for years. The colour does go. It stopped working, so I got a replacement bulb, and that still didn't work. So then, I'm really proud of myself. I got some fuses and replaced the fuse. And then I also got a new coloured lamp for it, and that was great. The bulb also went in my Himalayan salt lamp, and I got a bulb for it. Like I'm really. These things never get, oh my God, I never get to do them. So these, like the fact that I changed the bulbs, I was like, oh my God, changed the bulb in it and it went straight away. So I had to change the fuse in that. And I think all of this happened because I definitely spilled a cup of coffee over my extension lead, which is why I think all the fuses need replacing. But the fact that I've changed the fuses is just, it's such a proud moment for me because I just don't do stuff like that. I've moved my scanner. Hi, baby, on my scanner. Here's the little boop. We love him. Moved my scanner over here because it used to take up quite a lot of space on the desk, like a lot of space. So I've ordered a much longer lead so I can either put it on there or put it on there so that it just doesn't eat into the space. Because I was painting all of this stuff in acrylics, I've made a little acrylic trolley with stuff that I need in it. And then the paints, which were just in bags or out and about, or I don't know, I've sorted them. They were in more colour kind of segments, but this one is now like warms, like yellows and oranges and stuff. And this one's coolers. What is that just came off? That was a bit of paint. Yeah, cooler stuff. So we are getting there. This set of drawers was full of ceramics and glazes, and it was just sat over there not being used. So I've now changed it and filled it with stuff that doesn't need to be on my desk. So I've even labelled it. I honestly don't know who I am. This is ridiculous. I can't believe I'm this person. These are my Neo colour. Well, it's not just Neo colours. There's some other bits in here. And I've put them in colour. I see people doing this, like other illustrators. I'm like, who are you? I can't believe you just don't have a really messy desk with all of this out. But I'm that person now, and it feels really good. So yeah, I'm gonna make this. I've put things behind this so it doesn't move, but I need to kind of maybe put a bit more effort in. These are some pencils that, especially ones that are, they're not short. I mean, some of them are tiny, but a lot of them are just a little bit shorter than the pot I would put them in, which can mean that I lose some. Oh, hello. You helping? You're helping. So these are the one. Well, this is just extra storage, and they'll specifically the ones that are slightly smaller. Hi, baby. You okay? This one says Rando, which it is. We've got some gelatos. I actually eat. Oh no, my God, that's an iridescent one. I thought I'd got rid of all the iridescent ones, or I've put all the iridescent ones. Me and my friend Emma were famous for accidentally buying iridescent stuff. I thought I'd separated them so that they're not in this pot, so I don't accidentally use them, but I might take them if I do any workshops or something, because they're still nice, so I just don't want to shine. Some Conte crayons. These are, I can't even think what they're called. There's like watercolours. Some old oil pastels used to be my mum's. Some regular pastels. I kept these inks, I don't know why. Some Derwent ink tents and some of the Artgraph slabby slabs. You're enjoying it. You're learning. You've been helpful. He's such a lovely, lovely boy. Some oil pastels. Yeah, rando. This one is inks and acrylic ink. So these used to be out on the shelf up there, but I don't use them all the time, so they didn't need to be there. So I got rid of any ones that don't shake anymore because they've just spilled and dried out. And I put some kitchen roll at the bottom because these notoriously leak. And then we've got some distress ink pads and oxide inks and stuff. So inky drawer. This is my kind of water brush pens. I've sorted them out, so it's so satisfying. Who am I? My blues. And then I'm so happy about this. I did cut these bamboo canes with a scalpel, and then my partner Jamie, I said, have you got a tiny saw? So he got me one. It was so old, it had no I may as well have used a spoon. It had no teeth on it, so that was its own challenge. But here we are, blues and greens. So it's mostly water brush pens, but I've also thrown in some Poscas and stuff as well. It does make sense to put them in colours because, yeah, why didn't I do it earlier? Anyway, here we are. Second drawer with kind of yellowies, pinkies, purplies, bamboo canes. I'm so happy about this. Yes, I am. So we are getting there. Up here is, I did sort this out last year at some point. I had a bit of a sort out anyway. These are, I think they're all finished. These are all little note things that I had during COVID, which a lot of it was kind of journaling, it was really strange, but I kind of documented COVID, or if we were making banana bread and stuff, but they're quite weird to look through. Is that a photo? I think I took a photo of us cleaning veg or something. That's it. Washing fruit. Yeah, what a weird time that was. I haven't properly looked at those. More knickknacks. Smaller books that don't fit on the... Oh no, smaller books that fit here. Bigger books that don't. Some of my favourite ones that are close by. Some more finished notebooks. Sketch pads. Brie. So, yeah, just looks better. These... My friend Ames, I've never met so many people who are so important and special to me. Ames made these for me, for my boys. So I'm going to get them put on the wall. I'm going to find some screws and maybe put them up here of my boys. She also made, I'll show you now, she also made this for me. It's my logo. Affixed to the wall forever. Thank you, Ames. Never met you, but love you lots. We have this area now, which is a lot more organised. So everything that's been in those drawers used to reside in these pots and be everywhere and take up so much space. But I've really condensed everything. Like, that is just, I feel like there's probably like an OnlyFans out there for this kind of studio deliciousness. Like, wow, I can't believe this is mine. This is so bonkers. A lot more organised. So we've got some bits out. So a pen that smells like apples, always handy. But even to the point where I've sorted all my kind of chiselly tips or calligraphy pens into one, double line pens, pencil sharpeners. Never gonna lose one again. I mean, I'm gonna lose one again. I finally, I think it was a couple of years ago, managed to get my work, lovely pieces that I love, framed. I went to Niche in Bristol. They did such a good job. And these two are my favourites. There's one of Lucy Illustrates, and that's one of Francis's. That's one of Ruby, etc. So yeah, just really nice to have those up. My penguin card that my friend Emily sent me for Christmas. He's missed an arm, but I've got it somewhere. I'm going to stick him on. I got rid of the legs. There was legs here, but this is an old kitchen counter I got off Facebook or somewhere, and the legs actually at the end didn't touch the floor because it had bowed, and I don't have the willpower to try and cut it in half. So I actually took off the legs myself using like a screwdriver and put these IKEA units in underneath instead. So these were at the other side of the studio containing ceramics, which was ridiculous because I hadn't touched them for years. So now they contain sketch pads and paper, which are either brand new or half filled or useful stuff, and a box full of scrap paper for collagey stuff. Oh, I'll show you this as well. Found, oh no, hang on. Oh, I just found my penguin arm. I knew I kept it for a reason. I did a lot of collage a few years ago and didn't throw a lot of it out. So I knew I'd kept it, found some pieces. I did enjoy doing it. I cut all these like freehand, which I'm still impressed about because his legs got all squishy. This guy, I actually took him when I went out drawing and did kind of like dog in places. Here he is. Ba, 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 ba. Yeah. So these are cute. I'm so happy. I think this is the best use I've ever found for tracing paper. Here's his little cone of shame. So I have done some stuff with some of the pieces already, which I need to list some on the website. But I quite like a lot of these kind of negative spaces that are left. So maybe I'll just talk about doing something with it. Maybe not. And then all these little bits, I swear to God, one day I sneezed and I lost like a little pigeon I cut out, little rabbit ears I stuck on the dog. All these little bits, little collagey bits I have. This is just very satisfying as well, isn't it? The whole, like, there we go, a little window. A little cat, fun. This little guy, look at him. A cat, cone of shame cat. Maybe I should stick them down and do something. Little dog. A jacket. It's a bit like when you have, as kids, you get those things and you can dress up. So we could change the outfit. Plant. There's loads. There's so much of this. Oh, another window. Is that a nighttime window? These, oh, look at his legs, they've bent back. Tiny little plants in little pots. Very cute. But yeah, just very sort of satisfying. But I find it really hard, a little plant pot with eyes. I find it really hard to stick the stuff down because then it's stuck down forever, which is bonkers because now it's just sat in this thing forever. So yeah, some of the little fold out books I did as well. My friend Sarah Dyer does a lot of cool like bookmaking stuff on her Patreon. Mine's always a bit ropey, a bit rushed, but I enjoy it sometimes. I haven't done one for ages. So yeah, little tray of collagey bits. So yeah, this is way more organised. A small cat. I've sorted out this shelf, so we've got all my chalk inks, which I really enjoy using. These are like chalk inks, but they're a bit runnier. The aqua gouache, my distress pens, these are the ones with the really fun names. These are more like, I don't want to say kids stuff, but it's like, I guess they're aimed at kids. The Stabilo Woodies, and then like the gouache tempera sticks in there. This tiny paintbrush I got in Paris, which definitely should have been lost. It's mental that I can still find this, but not my missing euros. We've got over here, so that's like drawing area, but it's a lot bigger because there's no scanner. Oh, and I've taped paper down, not really to protect the desk because it's just old worktop, but because it's just really handy to have it. Oh, my friend Sam commissioned somebody to make this for me, Sean Connery. Under here we've got some wax that's going mouldy from when I did an armature course, made a wax dog, and I bought some wax to do something with, and I haven't. This is cat Tritos. You can probably tell he always sticks his arm in the drawer, so yesterday I made it so he couldn't. Oh, here he comes. He heard it. This is literally just cat treat. Oh, not an old phone, but just cat treats for him. So if he can get in, he grabs them. This is the rest of the brush pens. We've got, and these are like craft knives and sandpapery stuff. This looks bad, but it's actually really good. These are so amazing, these fluorescent pastels, but they're very, very crumbly. I engineered this wonderful contraption. So it's just an old box that I got something in from Apple, and so it's sturdy. I'm going to put in these bits of card so that I can sort out this paint. It's all aqua gouache into colours, and I checked that all of it's still, still squishy. So it's all still squishy, but we've got like kind of reds, pinkies, browns, oranges, and well, you know the colours. Yeah, and a little bag of sponge bits. I'm really like amazed that I can probably now find something if I need it, which is weird. This is a drawer for my, these are compostable plates that I use for palettes. These are really good to put in between sketchbook pages. Some microfiber cloths for everything, some bags for pencil shavings, and some water wipes for cleanup. This is just a rando, like that's a shove stuff in drawer, but well, we've all got to have one of those. And then we got our computer area, and then this is another rando kind of bit, which I've put my jelly plates in there for now. But it's way better. It's so much better. It just feels like a nice place to be, whereas before you couldn't even really get to that corner, and it was just kind of storing all this stuff that I wasn't using. So it's taken like 4 days, and it's still not totally sorted out, but it is getting there. And just while we're here, I thought I'd show you the rest. So priming, plants, and those little tiny bugs that do made in, the wax armature that I made, the ceramics that I might get rid of, cardboard for recycling, the trolley that I emptied. This is some of the work that I found while sorting out. These are some of the Christmas cards I did. They are SPCA. So I will try and photograph these and list them. Some of this is really old work. Some of these are little collagey pieces. How cute is that? A collage plant in one of my plant pots I painted when I was drawing 100 days of plants. So me and my friend Carissa were trying to draw plants every day. Don't think we made it to 100, but this was many years ago. Another collagey bit. Hello. My little shadow. Yeah, you're gonna sit your butt on that. So yeah, that's fun. And then there's still some stuff here. These are some of the boards I was working on, but these got left outside, so they are bowed. And then some more cardboard sheets. Felicity's sorted out over this side a bit, so it's just a bit more organised. Some hand painted ceramics. I've pre-stamped my envelopes, which I'm so proud of myself for doing. My new stamps. I feel like it's a bit more boring this area because it's quite boxes that I probably bought in the wrong size and will never use. Royal mail sacks, more packing stuff, sample clothing. I need to put makeup on to take photographs in. Half finished ceramic llama. A hoover. It's like supermarket sweep or generation game when you've got to remember the stuff. More cardboard sheets. My oven gloves. I do really love these oven gloves. Pre-packed mugs. More cardboard plant chest. But better, I even cleaned the windows. Well, just my area. Cleaned the windows, and I got on my hands and knees and cleaned the floor. You can't tell, but it is way better. So that's a little studio tour update. As always, thank you for being here on my Patreon. Sorry it's so haphazard and random, but it's the only way I think I can do it. But if you've got any questions or anything, can we help you? Do let me know. Thanks for being here. I hope you enjoyed this. What should I do with the ceramics? Love you all lots. You're gonna say bye, BB. Sean Connery. Say bye. Bye bye. Sean Connery, here you go. Say bye bye. Bye. We love you.